The economy has us in more of a grind than I had my skateboard in the Dannyburg skate bowl, but there's still some people out there kicking ass and winning, and we put the call out recently, Phil, to find out who's got to win for us, because, geez, we need some positivity and energy in this business world of New Zealand at the moment.
We sure did, mate, and we were sitting here post-pods a couple of weeks ago, and it was feeling quite doomy and gloomy, where we're just out there spouting our, great advice and our opinions about all things that are going on, and it definitely had quite a negative theme to it. So we're just like, right, let's go to the people. And we have our Next Advisory Business Basics group on school. If you want the link, no doubt, it'll be in the show notes, so climb in there. And we thought we'd go to the people and let them speak for themselves and tell us what's actually good happening out there, because no one in mainstream media is telling us that anything positive is happening. It's all doom and gloom. And the people have spoken.
It's cool to see a theme of hiring, of acquisition, of getting more in control of the business, working on it, business milestones, a really big mix. So we thought we'd go through some of these. But before we do, we've got a big win to share, mate. We're coming up to birthday number 8, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So
next month.
What is, those, I haven't had kids, but you have toddlers and they go to school and shit. What's the term when you get to sort of that 8? You're not a teenager yet. What are you? You're just you're in no man's land.
Yeah, that's primary school, so you're just a kid, a child.
We're just a kid. We're just a child. Well, Next Advisory is now just a bloody kid. How good.
Like at 8, you're rolling around with not a care in the world, having fun, carving up your skateboard in Dannyburg.
Yeah, I had 3 jobs by then, mate, growing up in my upbringing. Yeah, so anyway.
Can we get your mum on the phone just to...
She'll tell us that I'm lying. But well, we've made it to year 8 and still going strong, and we're now helping other people win out there as well, because no firm works harder to help NZ SME owners succeed, Phil.
Quite a bold statement to make. We haven't been challenged on it from anybody yet, and I'm looking forward to that. I reckon we are. I know who we are working harder than.
Don't say it.
No, I won't.
Okay.
If you've listened to the previous pod, you'll know the answer. You know where this is going.
Let's get into some of these wins, mate. Take us from the top. What do you got for us?
From the top, I thought this one was really cool. First person to reply is someone that isn't a client, but they know Luke and have worked with you in the past, probably down in, was it the Dannyburg days? Howrah, the mighty Howrah. I've still got to get down there. They've purchased a second store in their franchise network, and I thought, man, with all the shite that's going on out there in the New Zealand economy at the moment, and I have read that New Zealand, compared to the rest of the OECD, we love a comparison stat, we are the worst. We are number 1 at being shite with economic performance. So that's something not to be proud of, Kiwis. But this business owner has actually gone out and thought, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to open a second store. And I said, look, that's absolutely fantastic. Well done. That type of stuff's to be celebrated. Despite all the negativity, you're investing. What's given you the confidence to do this? And they've been doing it for 20 years, and that is good at what they do, timing. The purchase price was right, and they reckon they can ride the wave on the way back up. I thought, that's really smart.
I listened to something that's really old during the week, and it was from Earl Nightingale, and it's talking about attitude, one simple word, and how attitude will determine how your life is, how you see it. And through all of these people that we'll talk about, I see this theme of attitude. Like, if you believe that you can and you believe that you can't, you're right. We know that saying. But there's so many people with a negative attitude at the moment that they have chosen. Like, they have chosen to have a negative attitude, and their parents would love to give them a smack across the bottom if they were allowed to.
Yes.
But you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Not anymore.
Unless it's consensual in the bedroom, I believe. That's still quite a dumb thing.
Wouldn't know, mate. Yeah,
Okay.
That's I'm not familiar with those things. Although I will tell you, I was in the kitchen the other day and I got whacked with it wasn't a wooden spoon, it's one of those plastic ones, and it broke on my bottom.
Wow, that is a tight turnaround of events there, let's say. I hope it was biodegradable. Of course it was.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, and it would have gone into the recycling, as we do.
You're a good man.
100%.
Hey,
But
the
anyway.
next one that I really liked, and I actually put this one on Instagram to give people a little bit of a bit of a rev up, because we love this. We love going to old school. I created some flyers for our business, printed front and back, jam-packed with info and pictures of our work. Very smart. Info and pictures, showing and telling. Have been dropping in different locations in Southland. What a bloody part of the country that is.
Ripper of an economy down there.
Once a week. Even got my good old grandma to do a few streets.
Oh, granny.
Yes, get those boomers on the payroll. How good. And we have, they're past boomers at grandma. No, we don't know the age of this person. Okay. And we have already quoted about $40,000 worth of work, and out of that, about $20,000 has been accepted.
50% conversion.
Oh, there's no work out there. There's nothing for us to do. Oh, you don't know. You don't understand what it's like. Yeah, well, you go and hand some flyers out, you battler. Anyway, have had some really positive feedback about some good old school advertising. Serious win for $80 printing 1,000 flyers in a couple of hours a week in time. $80. Mate, I remember going back to the early days, maybe 9 years ago, maybe 10. I've still got a video on my phone. I'm making digital content of us, me. You're probably still tapping away at the abacus at the firm we used to work for, and I'm in the streets. I'm in the rich streets of Remuera, I think, or Meadowbank, or one of those.
School rebates flyers.
Yeah, being like, hey, you just got to one house at a time.
Yes.
Yeah. So good to see that 9 years old, people are still doing things like this, and it still works.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing so many people in business overlook or forget is you try the cool stuff or the shiny object, and it's just like, no, let's go back to basics. And there's genuine stories here. We're not making this up. This is true stuff from a business owner that they've gone out, printed some flyers, like Luke said, $80 for 1,000 flyers and a few hours of work pounding the pavements, rope in granny, hit the streets, and quotes that have then been converted. The numbers stack up. It's brilliant. I would be interested, just to put a different spin on this, that's Southland. That economy's popping off down there, going off. I wonder how flyers would be accepted in Auckland these days.
Yeah. I would hand deliver them.
Knock on the door?
Yeah.
Smart.
Say, hey, I've got a flyer. You're going to stand. Because all that this is basically, hey, I've got a solution to a problem that you may have, and I'm demonstrating it via the pamphlet, and you're hoping that the person's going to read it. Well, if you want to increase that likelihood, bang on the door and say, hey, I printed this off. I'm trying to stay off the unemployment stats at the moment. I think you might get a good reception. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, you got to try this stuff, right?
Sure do.
Amazing that they've quoted 40 grand worth of work from it.
That is sensational.
The next one here, mate, we're growing really well and looking at purchasing more gear and having more staff onboarding. Well, somebody tell Adrian Orr and Grant Robertson and whoever else needs to hear that jobs are still being created, even after the engineered recession that Adrian put together for all of us.
Well, that economics degree must be working for G. Robertson down in the University of Otago. Well done.
People will be like, oh, yeah, but like what business do they have? That's always the questions. Running a few different businesses and learning to grow them. So I can't tell you the specific business, but I would guess maybe in the trades type space. No, that can't be right.
Of this particular one that you're reading?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm spotting a bit of high vis there.
What else you got for us over there, mate?
Mate, just scrolling a couple down, because I think that other one might be not New Zealand related, but someone here has climbed in, and it's funny how I think good on this person for sharing their success and their win in the context of what they do. They're doing really well, but when you look at it, somebody might look at it and go, that's really small, but this person's only been in business for 15 months, and this current quarter, July to September, which in previous pods we've spoken about in the data that we're seeing and the comments that we're having, flat as a pancake. I'm quietly hoping for some negative growth, so we've got a technical recession just for lols. But this person in business is looking to double it. I think it's brilliant. Little stunned, to be honest, and almost waiting for the penny to drop. Have had consistent months of profit with minimal expenses is pretty good, I think. Well, for me, it is. And I think, don't downplay it. For whatever you're doing, they've said the industry there. Interesting as to that industry. I don't know much about it, but to be having those months of ticking along, gee, New Zealand must still be a good place to come and do business.
I'd say it's professional services to keep it sort of broad, but they got $20,000 months of profit with $1,500 of expenses. Like if they're doing, let's say, 20 grand of profit per month, as they mention, 240K of profit over the year. Top 1% income in New Zealand is 250,000. So big win. Well done.
That's
especially
fantastic.
to do it, that quickly. Hey, advice for them: stack some aside. Make sure you clear your taxes. You get smashed. You get smashed by tax in this country at 240,000. Yeah, and guess what? You won't be paying enough. You're greedy. You should be paying more. It must be nice earning that much, etc. We've got to feed the negative people here. $72,000 worth of tax on that. So my mum would say thank you for paying her pension for the next 3 years.
I don't think she would.
She wouldn't. No, she'd say it's not enough. It needs to be adjusted.
But let's not forget, from a previous pod, you've said it's Money Month, and in Money Month, they're encouraging
Emergency funds.
Emergency fund. So out of that 270 of tax, so we're left with 130-ish. Put 10% of that aside, say 10 grand into an emergency fund, maybe.
Yeah, not sure what the math was there, but 240 gross minus
was it
70.
240? Sorry, I thought it was 200.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So you're probably left with about 160 because they'll be contributing to Kiwis as well, I hope. 157,000. But yep, you're right, mate. Be putting some aside, even just preparing for maybe a slowdown or a bump in the road. Because often when we're growing, when we stop growing, all of a sudden it's like,
What's draw on some cash?
Yeah, or like you're freaking out. It was growing, it was going nicely. What's happened? So we say to the tradies, don't let 1 month of good business be the decision maker of you buying another fucking Ranger.
There it is.
Okay? And don't let one bad month of business in 11 good ones be the one to say, oh, it's all broken. What's going on? Oh, my God, the world's bloody ending. I shouldn't be doing this. It's all risky. It's scary.
On a side note, we digress already. Tangent alert. We need to have a little buzzer. Was talking to a tradie the other week who's got a Ford Ranger. And it's a lovely, clean white one, and I thought it looked relatively new, and they were saying, I'm still paying it off. 4 years later, I was like, oh, gee, it looks brand new. He's like, yeah, no, I got it brand new. And I was like, oh, well, you're going to get another one. Nah, it's a piece of shit.
Oh, wash your mouth out.
Oh, wow. And he was just like, nah, I've had to go in, and it needs, and he listed off all the problems that comes with these things. And he said, oh, but it covers under this, and I've still needed to pay the money, so I'm never getting a Ranger again. I'm just like, wow.
So,
jeez.
Are they getting a Mercedes?
No. I think word was spoken about electric. Maybe a Nissan Leaf? I don't know. But was absolutely hating on the Ranger. I did suggest the Hilux, but maybe even the Triton. But was even just thinking, bin the ute altogether, keep it lean, and maybe just go the Nissan Leaf.
What about the old, is it the the Mazda BT, is it a BT50? Is that what Mazda's got?
Yeah.
Otherwise BYD?
Yes.
Seen those?
I have
Build
seen
Your Dream, I believe it says.
Have you been inside one of those things? I went inside the...
Just the show yard, yeah. No, I haven't been for a look, Phil, I promise.
I was in one the other week because it was an Uber.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
I saw a ute one on the road. I was following it. I nearly crashed into it with my Tesla. Get off the road,
Don't they talk to one another and say,
should do.
yeah, you'd think so with all that tech. They look a little bit like Rangers, eh? Like with their quite square front and just the big
I thought so.
BYD.
Like, looked like a Ranger without a fuckwit driving it. Sorry. There's a lot of heat for the Ranger drivers there.
It is. This is great for the engagement because the keyboard warriors will just be going, and there'll be smoke.
Yeah.
And then we'll go, here's the link to Heartland Bank to go and finance your next one.
Sponsored by. Okay, mate.
Let's get back to it. The next comment, somebody here commenting, reaching sales targets and good spring pipeline. Processes all refined, all about the customer experience. Team is sending out value-add content and spending more time, and this person's spending more time with their kids, and I think I've found a new company name. That's exciting, and I think that leans into the overarching kind of theme that we're seeing with this, that a lot of these people have some kind of plan, and it might not be structured or written down, but they've kind of got, right, I've got this idea, I'm going to go away and do something. And that's one of the key things I've written down is these people that are having wins are taking action. And then that action is breeding confidence.
The 3 words that I like, mate, reaching sales targets. Now, we would have to have a good old-fashioned reach around of business owners to find out who's actually got some sales targets. So
no one.
Yeah, it's good to see that this business owner actually has targets and they are reaching them. So if you don't have any sales targets. Maybe have a little reach around in terms of your KPIs inside your zero and your own
Would you
head.
suggest the toothbrush?
What do you
The
mean?
Reach toothbrush.
Oh, yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
about the Reach toothbrush.
Mm.
I just think, people want to start thinking about what are the things I should be tracking in my business and then holding themselves accountable to, are they?
Spot on. And I think that comes back to just planning. And a lot of the other common theme here is when we're talking about planning and whether it's formal or informal, the theme there is people are thinking ahead. They're not just looking at today, tomorrow, this week. They're thinking months, quarters, and years ahead of like, I'm here, I want to be doing this, and this, and go, right, well, for me to do this, I've got to take some kind of action. I'm going out pounding the pavement with Granny, handing out some flyers.
The other thing I like is spending more time with my kids. Now, in a recession and in economic data, it's always feels giving me a bad look here. People are normally...
Sorry, carry on.
It's always financial focus, right? We want more money, we want more
Yes.
profit, etc. But not every business owner is chasing, financial things. Sometimes they're looking for non-financial things. And we've actually had business owners recently been like, oh, the great thing about this recession is it's allowed me to do more work on the business or do some of the things, like I just haven't been as busy, so therefore I've been going and playing golf or training in the gym or enjoying my hobby because I know that I'm going to be busy at some stage. And we even have business owners outside of the recession, and they'll be seasonal and they get frustrated by it being slow. And we remind them, well, it's going to get busy at some stage as well. So maybe enjoy this slow period whilst you can, because when you're sprinting and when it's really busy, you're probably going to complain that you can't do all of those things.
Yeah.
So you got to go through the seasons, but again, figure out what your goals are and try and map your business towards achieving them.
What do you got next?
Next one, I've just finished a 9-week contract machine operating stint that was originally only supposed to be 4 weeks. Hey, the old 4 turns into 9.
Yeah.
Put themselves in a position to make the most of an opportunity. It then doubles. Like my time in Woolies, mate, I'd go there for an 8-hour shift. Hey, mate, you're a bloody casual. You want to do an extra 4 hours, mate? Time and a half. That's Craig. He'd had a few lung darts, you see. Fucking oath, Craig, time and a half. I've got to do the same job, but I now get time and a half. Yeah, bloody oath, Luke, good on you, mate, and we'll give you 2 more 15-minute breaks. I'm like, sign me up, Craig. Sign me up. They've got a contract truck driving work booked in ahead of me, and my commercial exterior cleaning business, what can't they do, is on the up, with more currently going into marketing. As Jordan did above, we will be printing flyers to drop into mailboxes again shortly. Definitely still opportunity out there. Love that. Good attitude. Just have to find it and be willing to do what others won't. Proud of you, legends. Hillary, what a legend.
And Hillary's from the mighty Waikato.
Makes sense then.
100%. Got the right attitude. There seems to be a theme with some of these people here. They're not in Auckland.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Okay.
Who we got next? Just scrolling down. This is someone that's been involved with some of the workshop work that we've done, if I recall. That name stuck up, and I was like, that rings a bell. And this person's had a proud moment, 10 months in business, and hired the first staff member.
Outstanding.
Hey, Chris, if you're watching, this is how it's done. Get it in your boy. Was a goal to be able to hire and give the flexibility that can be so hard to find with kids, but wasn't planning happening before the 1 year mark. So smash the goal with 2 months to go. And also being able to sponsor some amazing charities and some kura rangatahi when I see help being asked for. What an absolute awesome position to be in, and you're only 10 months in. You fast forward that, and let's make that 2 years, 5 years, the impact that a business owner like this could potentially have, huge.
Fantastic. Again.
All because they've been involved with the Next Advisory little ecosystem.
Yeah. We're going to claim credit. We're going to claim the whole lot.
Back to that.
Yep.
It works.
Awesome to see. And, even being able to donate to charity, again, that's something that's meaningful to them, just like the one before about, spending time with the children and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's easy to brush over this stuff, but so many people don't actually put time into, okay, what do I want from this business? Is it to be able to donate? Is it to be able to spend time with the kids? Is it to be able to take a holiday, to do things you never would have been able to do growing up, to have more money, to secure your financial future, all this sort of stuff. Like, you've got to do some deep work and figure out what that stuff is. In the school group, if you are in it, I believe that in the classroom you can find planning is a sexy word. It's know your plan. And within that, there is a tutorial for an hour 42. But there's also questions to get you thinking. So those are a number of questions to get you thinking about what you want from your business. You can go through and you can work through those. I'd suggest actually do that, especially if things are slower, because when you get too busy, it'll be, oh, no, we don't have time to do that. You end up sounding like Craig from Woolies.
Oh, on the old lung darts.
Yeah.
And just to really emphasise that this stuff works, it's free. Yes, you heard it right. We're crazy. Some might say even stranger things about us. We've heard them all, but we're not, because it works. Sign up. It's free. We're trying to help people.
We're trying to get ourselves out of a job before AI does it, so we can say, oh, no, we knew that was coming. That's why we just gave away all of our resources for free. Hey, next one, mate. I really like this one, and you've replied to them, but I'll go through it very quickly, and you can say then what you said. So major milestone for us is that we have been in business for 20 years this month. That is phenomenal.
Well done. Hey, just digressing, just quickly, sorry, mid-pause. This morning on the way in, listening to Boomer FM, Hosk was on, and he made the comment that ZB, the radio thingy, 99 years old this year. They're already planning for their 100 years. I'm a bit ambitious that the mainstream media, I think they're going to make it one more year. Jury's out. But he's apparently going to be the keynote speaker. Well, so he reckons. They're obviously got a big budget to be able to pay him, big dog like that. But what it prompted was him saying, oh, you know, you've got to be bloody good at what you're doing to last 100 years. Big puff the chest, how cool am I? But then the text machine blew up, and people just like, the amount of New Zealand businesses that are out there in the SME space that are 20, 40, 50 years old. And there was somebody that called up outside of Auckland, obviously, because that's where it's all happening. And there was one dude who's been with the business, was 50 years old. He had been their foreman type dude, 47 years, has trained up somewhere between 20 and 30 apprentices in that time. And it's now an apprentice replacing this dude that's now retiring.
Wow.
So there are success stories out there. And I think the more of the success stories that are in the SME space need to be shared, because much like this lady who's been in there 20 years, massive milestone. Well done.
Well, just on that very quickly, speaking of dying media, the Air New Zealand magazine.
Yes, kia ora.
I will say, well done. Like when you open that, there's always business stories in there. It seems to have a massive business lens focus, and they're highlighting a new business. This one's been going for X amount of years, and here's an interview of this person. Whoever puts that together must, I don't know, whether it's a strategy around business, but there's heaps of business content in there. Good to see.
Yep.
Hey, lots of learnings in this 20 years, and one of those learnings may be that apparently learnings isn't a word. The English, you're not allowed to use that word, an N word. The English, the keyboard heroes, whatever they are, the keyboard police, they tell me, no, it's lessons, not learnings.
Oh.
Okay? Stop saying learnings, it's lessons. So plenty of lessons along the way, and a couple of recessions. Lessons in recessions, eh? This time we were prepared. How good's that? Because we go through something and we're prepared. Yeah. And sales are tracking better than last year.
Oh, yes, get it in you.
Key learnings are to never stop marketing.
Lessons.
Yep. So never stop marketing, even in really busy times. Make sure you still connect with your clients, as in the downturn, they remember you. And a lot of the time, it's back to basic marketing like sending newsletters and flyer drops. These things do work. Also, in those down times, take the opportunity to work on your business. Here's somebody who's been in business for 2 decades, who has been through a lot of shit. You know, they've been through a pandemic. They would have been through the GFC.
Yep.
They would have been through multiple different governments.
Boom and busts of housing.
Yeah. And no, there's only been.
Oh, it only booms. Sorry, my mistake.
Come on.
My mistake.
But like, there's some really good lessons in here, right? You know, and I think it's easy to glaze over them. Like, never stop marketing. Like, a lot of people don't even do any marketing.
No.
But to never stop, even in really busy times, make sure you still connect with your clients. As in the downturn, they remember you. Back to basics during the tougher times, like just doing something. What a great attitude.
There's and just hovering over the person's name and getting an indication of the industry that they're in, trades based, and like good to see that they are seeing success in the stuff that always works. Putting yourself out there, never stop the marketing. That's absolutely brilliant. Stuff's tracking better. Like, they're prepared to do stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. It's an awesome message, and well done on hitting 20 years.
Yeah, I think they hire about 15 people as well. Now, the next one is interesting, and it's something we've talked about on the podcast previous too. Now, this person was losing a few quotes to other contractors, one of them being, and they actually named them, but we won't for the sake of, the keyboard cowboys out there who might get upset at us. They were pricing well under market, super cheap. Now, how many times have we seen this happening, Phil, and go, oh, that doesn't make sense. How can they be doing it so cheap? They even added a reason into their system, into their CRM. They lost to, insert the business.
XYZ company.
Yeah, at the time, I could have dropped my prices to compete, but I didn't. It didn't feel right. I remember feeling slightly disheartened, and to be honest, I still feel that way anytime we lose a job on price. But looking back now, there was a reason that they were so cheap. They just went under, and they owed plenty to the IRD and to their creditors. So who was financing their inability to price correctly? The IRD and their creditors. We always say visibility is a fake metric for success. Be very careful comparing yourself to other business owners. You do not know what is going on under the hood.
Yeah, 100%. And then even the lady from the earlier comment about being in 20 years has also commented, they've been losing quotes to other companies underpricing. And it just sucks. It makes you feel, but I think stick to your guns and your value proposition. And one of the earlier comments where somebody made, and it might have even been her, about making sure you remain connected with your clients. And I think that's one thing where there's business and you go from being partners to then hiring your first employee, second, third, fourth. You can start and get a disconnect between you as the business and the values that you hold to your employees and then ultimately the customer. And you've got to make sure that your employees are on the same journey with you, have got the same values so that customers get the same overall experience.
Yeah, love it. So the win for this person was that they stuck to their fair and sustainable pricing. There's no point in growing if there's no margin because you end up going under. I'd rather stay solid than win work that puts us at risk. Very good lesson.
Yeah, they could have ended up very easily. It's like very simple to do. Oh, I'm losing work. I'll drop the price. That's the reaction. And we've said it before on pods, like most New Zealand businesses are one-trick ponies, and the inflation data proves it. We ratchet up prices to try and re-strengthen the balance sheet. Well, in this case, everyone's competing. They're dropping the price. There's no margin in it. So then if we all drop our prices, everyone loses. And this guy stuck to the guns. They're the last one standing. So good on them.
Again, it's a good reminder to build up the balance sheet and build up a pot of cash so that you don't fall into this trap of, okay, things are a bit slower. And instead of undercutting a job or doing something with no margin to keep the boys busy or whatever, you go, no, like we're not going to do that. And you can lean on your reserves. You've got to pull a bit of ammo out of the pouch and use that and fire those bullets and know that, okay, it's okay. You'll collect some down the track. But it's very dangerous, getting into that, saying yes to the wrong types of work.
Yeah. Last one, I believe. Someone here operating in the commercial construction space has been tricky over the past few years. Has it what? And every other part of the economy they add as well. Not wrong. They won a huge contract, biggest construction project in the country. I wonder what that could be. It's got to be housing. Surely.
I think it's a second Auckland Harbour crossing, mate.
Yeah, right.
They just haven't told us.
Yeah, okay. After forgetting about our tender for 6 months, we thought the job was gone. Right place, right time, but continuing to sow the seeds all the time. We've now got a stable base for the company to continue to operate while the market continues to gain momentum.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And they're an Aucklander, I believe.
Are they?
They might not identify as an Aucklander, so I'm speaking out of turn, but I believe the business may be.
We can't assume what someone's identity is these days, Luke, and they might not identify as an Aucklander. I mean, that's pretty rash to put that label onto somebody.
Yeah.
The keyboard warriors will be going nuts.
I'm really sorry. And they might not identify as a Blues fan or a Warriors fan, especially the way that both of those teams play.
Fair comment.
Yeah.
Fair comment. But yeah, going out there, putting out a tender that you'd forgotten about and then being in the right place, right time, keep hustling, you're sowing the seeds and then you get the conversion. It's set you up for whatever this biggest construction project is in the country. I think it's got to be housing. I mean, that's what our economy is built on, but you're saying it's a bridge. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to finding out what it is in time. I'm sure it will all be revealed.
Maybe it's a new beehive for all the politicians that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Somewhere new to live.
I've been campaigning. If 35% of the working population is here in Auckland.
Oh, yes, I like this. Is where this is going already.
Why is the beehive in Wellington? Seriously? Like, shut that
Oh.
thing down and have it up here.
No, I thought you were going along the lines of we've got 120 politicians. If unemployment is at 5 or 6%, well, maybe we could roll bowl and asshole 5 or 6% of them.
Oh, I guess that's a part two.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, why not?
They still seem to get paid, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Anyway.
A lot of them are working hard, we should add.
Yeah, hardly working.
Actually, this reminds me, this week I heard a saying.
Yes.
I feel like my granddad used to say this. Don't work too hard. You don't hear that anymore, eh? You know, it'd be like a throwaway thing you'd say at the end of like, okay, mate, don't work too hard.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just like,
Well, maybe everyone's latched onto that. Because they know what does the hard lift, the hard work and the heavy lifting for them? Housing.
Oh, I see.
Prices go up.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't work too hard, just buy a house. But yeah, I wonder if maybe we're just hanging in the wrong circles, or that saying has just gone out the window because, everybody has to work too hard now, or whether people just aren't working hard. I don't know.
Work-life balance, mate. It's all the trend. We've got balance. We've got balance.
Yeah, but no one can tell you what that means. Yeah, and we've got high levels of anxiety and shit. It's quite surprising anyway.
Hey, but a couple of key things in there that I jotted down was there's people in here that have, I mean, everybody's got wins and there's milestones. And I think it's really important for these people that have reached the milestones of either adding on a new business unit, you've been in business for 20 years, you've had your biggest year, you've won a massive big construction project, and that's giving you some certainty into the future. Celebrate it. Like, go out there and purposely take some action, either you and your business partners or your entire team, and actually take a moment to acknowledge it, that we're doing this event or sinking these beers or going out to this restaurant because we did this. And then people will directly tie that to going, okay, success. It'll create the mindset of going, we're getting rewarded for good things happening. Let's go and find more good things so we keep getting rewarded.
Yeah, and I think business owners, they've got a tendency to downplay their chapters. And I was speaking to someone recently, and they'd got their first piece of like admin support and, bolting on some marketing and doing all this stuff. And they're like, just, really frustrated. I'm just not moving fast enough. I'm like, whoa. Let's celebrate what we have done here.
Yeah.
And we can kind of just look at it as like, okay, well, it's all just part of the course. But there was a time in your business journey where you were not doing it because you were scared to do it. You didn't want to risk the money. You didn't know if it's the right time, whatever. And it was once a worry in your head. Now you're doing it, and then you're basically looking at it going, it's not that big of a deal. But really, it is.
I know a business owner, and they might actually be listening to this podcast, who had a milestone of revenue recently, and it still remains uncelebrated, I believe, and then has carried on this new financial year. And we work very closely with this client. They have now achieved 4 months of exceeding revenue targets. And they've celebrated that win and went out and bought themselves a robo-mower. Like the technology that much that they're now getting the robo-vacuum.
I'm interested to see how long it takes for you to get the old robo-mower, right? I know you love mowing your lawns. But
I do, mate.
Yeah.
I do. I can't bring myself to do it because I've got the get up going, and this is going to offend a lot of people. I've got my Trump hat on because, as you know, I've got my Trump hat.
Yeah.
I do that just to, add fuel to the fire. 100% I do. And I've got my noise cancelling earmuffs on now, that Bluetooth to my phone.
With ZB in?
No, I've got pods.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, listening to the pods. I quite enjoy the Dom Harvey ones.
Oh, yeah.
And Dom, if you're listening, you're probably not, but you asked for feedback. Here's me giving you some feedback. It's great.
He does a good pod, doesn't he?
He does. I like the Christopher Luxon one. I like the one where he interviewed the headmaster from Auckland Grammar, who was also Palmy Boys.
Yeah, Tim O'Connor.
That's the one. Great chat.
Yeah.
He's interviewed, I was in the middle of one and I'd finished my job, some dude that's had a rough upbringing with prison and stuff, but typically he does a good podcast. Then I will interject it with some housing chat from Kiwi Bank about how we're just waiting for the economy and their aggressive take on interest rates needing to come down.
They love that, eh?
Oh, do they? What? We're jumping around here a little bit from wins, but they were big proponents of like it needs to be 2.75 as the terminal rate. I'm actually now waiting for them to come out and go, we've got it wrong. It needs to be 2.25.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, digress. But you got that, got a swan dry
Wow.
that I wear.
What colour?
It's the green and black check.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's the zip-up hoodie type swan dry because it gets a little bit cool because it's winter. That's why I wear it. And the red bands. And I'm sitting there on my John Deere.
Oh, we need a photo of this, I reckon.
Well, funny you mentioned that because my lovely wife has been meaning to get a snap of me, and I hope she does, because when she does, I'm going to use it as my new profile picture on my social media stuff. Probably not LinkedIn, but definitely on other bits and places, because I think, it'll just like, hey.
You're not having a midlife crisis, are you?
No, God, no.
Okay. I did see a piece of content this morning while I raised this. It was a guy driving a Ferrari, and someone said, hey, how'd you get this car? And he's like, oh, my wife brought it for me. She said this would be the cheapest midlife crisis you can have.
Wow.
That's good banter.
That's good. I've got to pass that on to my wife.
Where's my Ferrari?
Well, apparently it's a Porsche, and it's called a menopause.
Oh.
When you ultimately do get it at the age and stage of life.
No shit.
Yeah.
Because I saw as well, they were talking about like if you get a Harley or you get a...
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so people now have terms for these things.
Yeah, menopause has been around for a little while, but it's accentuated if you go for the convertible model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you're really battling with some
something I
internal
do.
demons if you go
That's something I do.
convertible.
Like, oh, this would be a cool idea. In week 2, be like, oh man, this sucks.
So the client will listen to this. Man, we love a tangent. We're freaking good at it. It creates content and some engagement from the keyboard warriors or people that are genuinely interested in learning. We love the feedback. If you do have any you want to direct it directly to us, lmp@nextadvisory.nz, please do get in touch. But this particular client got a RoboMite, and I'm just like, that seems kind of like it doesn't have the cool factor. But I guess for them it did. So much so that they went off and got the new technology for inside. But importantly, there's another goal that remains unticked in terms of celebrating. So I think it's really important that the point I'm trying to make for business owners is you hit a milestone, celebrate it, make it there and then. Don't drag it on because it's good for the soul, good for the brain, good for the rest of the team, and create more positive energy.
Well, in September, we're going to be doing a bit of celebrating of our own, and we're going to be doing a bit of business planning too, aren't we? So we're going to get in the big bird, the 09, and
go down to is it the 03 down there still?
I think so.
Queenstown?
Yeah, we're going to go from 6.1% unemployment to 3%. I think it's probably like negative 3% unemployment in Queenstown, mate.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to get down there, do some business planning, do a bit of celebrating of our own, make sure that it's got a business agenda tied to it, so it's fully tax deductible, of course. Yeah.
And have a steak.
Oh, we'll be having a steak.
Maybe a glass of red wine. And a frozen margarita.
All of the above. Stay tuned. We'll take the podcast kit.
Well, yeah, looking forward to that. And rumour has it that for the weekend personal portion that isn't going to be claimed as a tax deduction, our partners are coming. And they might get on the mic.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
There might need to be some booze involved in that before we hit record just to get the convo flowing.
I thought you meant they'd be booing us, but that happens from time to time. But you mean booze and alcohol?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, well, we can perhaps
get to the bottom of one of those.
Anyway, I better get out of here because I've parked downstairs where that AT car goes past. Very efficient technology, and will give me another parking ticket.
You get a lot of mail from them. They're quite fanboys, aren't they?
Yeah, they do love sending me a good love letter. What are they called? Like a pen pal.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. What have we got? Oh, geez, another $130 one.
It seems to be one way, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Sometimes they reply to me saying, nah, this is unfair, etc. I wasn't in the bus lane doing 86 k's an hour. That was a car that looks like mine with a similar number plate. But anyway, let's get out of here. Plenty of wins. Thank you for sending those through. Keep pushing if you are out there in business. And if you didn't share a win with us, jump into the school group or send us an email and we'll do a follow-up with a wins round 2 because I think we need to celebrate and share more success for NZ SME business owners out there.